What's good, everybody? It's your boy, the and we're back with another video. Today, we are ranking the top 10 women's college basketball freshmen in the country. This is very difficult to do. Before we start, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments who your top 10 is, who you think is number one. And yeah, this is a very difficult list to make. I literally had one list originally. Then I went and made a second list, and then making that second list, I forgot a player, and I didn't post the TikTok yet, but I had already put the TikTok in the drafts to post right after I finished recording this and post this on the YouTube. So then I had to go back and change that because the player that I missed is a pretty prominent player. It wasn't just like I could be like, all right, honorable mention, whatever. Or like, I thought about them but didn't put them on the list. Like, they were literally, they were in the middle of the list, didn't have them on the list, so had to go and move some things back. But that's neither here nor there. I will say, if there's a player that you feel like should be on this list and they're not on this list, do not be like derogative towards me. Like, it is what it is. Like, if I missed a player, you think they should be on here, I'm probably not going to disagree with you. I'm just going to ask who should come off the list for them. It's not like this 10 is like the end all be all. Like, it's just definitely not that. Like, sometimes it comes down to preference, sometimes it comes down to who I see more on a daily basis, who I think is played in, or who has a, for me, it comes down to role, impact, efficiency, performance in bigger settings, and stats. All those things are together, and it'll make more sense as the list goes on. Honorable mention is for Aaliyah Crump. She would definitely be pretty high on this list if she wasn't out with injury. I think she only played 5 games before going out with injury. She should be coming back sometime soon. So maybe by the end of this season, maybe I'll do another top 10 before March Madness, and this list could look a lot different, could look not that different. We don't know yet. That's an honorable mention. Agat Makir is also another honorable mention because she has missed some time as well. So both of those players would probably be on this list if they had missed time. But even then, it's still hard to try to figure out like who would come off the list, who would be on the list, that kind of thing. So we're gonna start from 10, work our way up to 1. Number 10, I have Bryn McGoy, forward/center from Washington. She's averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds, a block a game, shooting 43% from the floor, 68% from the free throw line. She had 11 points and 9 rebounds against Stanford. She had 20 points against Vermont. She had 15 and 8 against San Jose State. She's had some good performances. She's been a pretty steady player for them off the bench. And it's not like she comes in the game and she just, demands the ball or anything like that. She just finds ways to impact the game on both ends of the ball. She's good in the pick and roll. She's good at sealing, getting a shot for herself. She can create, I don't want to say create on the perimeter, but she can score from the perimeter. So she has a lot of different things that she can do, and I think she's only going to continue to get better. And her role can continue to get bigger and bigger as the season goes on as well, and more players around them get healthy. Number 9, I have Kalia DeVillici. Sorry, I spelled it wrong and then spelled it right, so I was trying to figure out which, and I didn't want to say it wrong right here. Kalia DeVillici is number 9. She's averaging 16 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. She's shooting 43% from the field, 32 from 3, and 90 from the free throw line. 70 from the free throw line. She had 15, 5, and 4 against Penn State. She had 24 and 4 against Xavier, and she had 23, 5, and 4 against Miami of Ohio. She's really good at attacking downhill. She's got a good frame, even though she's a smaller guard. She's quick, but she also is able to use her off arm and her frame to get to the rim and create contact and finish through the contact as well. So she deserves a lot of credit. She's a guard out of Cincinnati. If people don't know, I should have said that when I said her name. She plays at Cincinnati, and I think as the years go on, more and more people will hear about her and know about her, and Cincinnati will be better and better as the years go on too. So she'll be able to play in these bigger stages. Number 8, I have Aubrey Galvin, guard from Vanderbilt. She's averaging 10 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 36 from the floor, 31 from 3, and 71% from the free throw line. She had 7 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists against Cal. She had 12 points, 6 steals against Oregon State. She had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, or 5 assists and 3 steals against BYU, and she had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals against Virginia. She is a very entertaining point guard, great playmaker. I think Vanderbilt being able to have her this year, and Michaela Blake's not having to have the ball in her hands every time she comes down the court, and she's able to play off the ball. She talked about it a little bit with Rebecca Lobo and I think it was Kelsey Riggs-Cuff the other day on a halftime report, where she was just saying like she's able to come down and get the ball off of screens and off of pin downs in the mid post and all these different places, instead of coming down and having to play the point guard role, but also be that primary scorer too. So she has added a lot to their offense, and I think the better she gets at shooting the ball and being more comfortable and confident shooting the ball, the better Vanderbilt will be, especially once they get into conference play in the next couple of days. But yeah, what she's going to be able to do in the future is going to be huge for their growth in their continued development. Number 7, I have Addie Mack, the guard from Maryland. She's averaging 11 points. Oh, sorry. That's 11.9. She's averaging, we're going to round up, 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. I've done that multiple times. I was like, there's no way she's averaging 9 rebounds. She's averaging 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. She's shooting 51% from the floor, 29 from 3, and 89 from the free throw line. She had 23 versus Georgetown, which is one of my favorite performances of the season, because she absolutely went federal in the fourth quarter. And then she had 15 against Princeton. She had 16 against Minnesota. So in 3 of their bigger games this season, 3 of the probably biggest games, 3 of the 4 biggest games, she showed out. She's had big performances, really good, and has made shots in big times too. Not just, scoring to score, but scoring when it was needed. And I think she's going to continue to get better as well. And I think she deserves a lot of credit. And the reason that she's as high as she is on this list is because she came into this season not necessarily being a player that was going to be a starting point guard or going to be the main guard for them. But now with Brie McDaniel not coming back, and Leah Bartelme getting hurt at the beginning of the season, it was like first or second game of the season, she was thrust into a role that she may not have been ready for, but she didn't have any choice but to be ready for it. So I think she stepped in and played really well and done a great job of being ready for each moment and for whatever they have asked of her. Obviously, they want her to shoot the 3-ball better, and I think she can shoot the 3-ball really well. So I'm not too worried about that. If she can shoot 89% from the free throw line, I think the 3-point shot will get better, and she's shooting 51% from the floor. So she's great at getting to the rim, and she's not the biggest guard in the world. So she's able to shoot well at the rim and shoot well at the free throw line. I think the 3-point shot will come. Number 6, I have Grace Knox, one of my favorite players in this class. She's averaging 11 points, 5 rebounds, shooting 68% from the floor and 74% from the free throw line. Relentless at getting to the rim. Really skilled, hard worker, and is the perfect fit for what LSU has right now with all the guards they have, and her just being able to just patrol and just be a great hustler on both sides of the floor, really. She had 25 points and 12 rebounds against, is that Utah or UT? I think it's Utah. Then she had 12 and 7 against Washington State. She had 12 and 4 against Duke. So she's had some good games. She's had some memorable moments already in her freshman season. And I think the conference play is only going to help her being able to play against players with her athleticism, her size, and just test her abilities, test herself. I think she's going to prove to be really, really good. And I think she's only going to continue to get better as well. Number 5, I have Laura Sumfai. She's averaging 11 and 9. She plays at Stanford. 11 and 9, 43% from the floor, 22% from 3-point line, and 69% from the free throw line. I think the 3-ball will also get better for her. I don't know if that'll be this season. I think she's only shot like 9 shots. I think she's like 1 for 9. But I do think that 3-ball will eventually get better. I think she is similar to Bryn McGoy in the way that they're able to score. They don't really like demand the ball, but when they are able to get the ball, good things happen. Whether it's them getting a good shot for them or somebody else, like a lot of times they are cutting to the basket or they're rolling to the rim hard or sealing really well or running the floor, all these different things. And I think they deserve a lot of credit for that. Before, this is who I had originally on the list, and then when I made the second list, they weren't on the list up until I almost started recording this video, and then I was like, hold on, somebody missed it. Blanca Quinones out of UConn, freshman forward, obviously. She's averaging 10 points, 3 rebounds, shooting 57% from the floor, 56% from 3, and 83% from the free throw line. She had 21 and 5 against Utah. She had 10, 4, and 5, and 4 steals versus Iowa. She had 12, 4, 2, and 4 versus USC, and then she had 18 and 4 against Ohio State. She comes off the bench, playing behind Sarah Williams and Sarah Strong, but when she comes in, she looks like one of the best players on the court every single game that she comes in. So she deserves a lot of credit. Like, obviously, she's playing on a team with AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong and Sarah Williams and KK Arnold and Ashlyn Shade, and the list goes on and on. But I still think she deserves a lot of credit for what she does, because she does make this team better. It's not just like she's out there and she's playing well because of how much talent is around her. Like, she is adding to that talent. And that's not to say that there's players that don't, add to the talent that's already on their team. I'm just saying, like, you can see that, you can notice, like, how good she is while still seeing the talent around her. That's all I was trying to say. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I think she could be higher on this list. There's a player that hasn't played she just played her first couple of games in Sienna Betts, who is not on this list, but it's because she hasn't played a few games. I don't know if she'll be high on this list by the end of this season. I would expect her to be high on the list next season, but Blanca has a chance to rise on this list even more. I think everybody on this list has a chance to move up, but I think Blanca has a really good chance to do that as they continue to play some games that will be noticeable or notable, like Notre Dame and Tennessee. So we'll see how she performs in those games and see how that does for her positioning. Number 3, we have Lauren Whitaker, forward/center out of Gonzaga. She's averaging 19 and 9 on 58, 42, 80 shooting split. She had 23 and 13 against Marquette. She had 24 and 9 against Arizona State, and she's had 5 double-doubles this season. She is one of, I think there's 6 different players that have gotten the Player of the Week, National Freshman of the Week. Sorry, Aaliyah Chavez has gotten National Freshman of the Week. Jazzy Davidson has gotten National Freshman of the Week. Laura Sunfire has gotten it. Addie Mack has gotten it, and then I'm missing one player. I cannot think of her name at the top of my head, but she plays at Mississippi State, if I'm not mistaken. She's got one as well. So Lauren Whitaker missed last season due to injury. She was a redshirt freshman, she's a redshirt freshman. So some people don't really think about her, or like you have to like really look, because she's class of 2024. So people are probably looking at just class of 2025 players, but she's still considered a freshman, which is fair. And she's playing phenomenally. She's doing a great job on everything for Gonzaga. Shooting the 3-ball well, getting to the rim, finishing at the rim, rebounding the ball with 5 double-doubles, things like that. And Gonzaga is a team that is typically pretty good. Typically as a tournament team. I don't know for sure if there'll be a tournament team this year, but I still think they're a really good team. And I think her continuing to get better and better as the season goes on will help them with that even more. Number 2, this is probably where some people will start to argue. People will probably argue with before this, but people might argue with this. I have number 2. I have Jazzy Davidson. She's averaging 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. She's shooting 40% from the floor, 27 from 3, and 63 from the free throw line. She had 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 5 blocks against NC State. She had 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists against Washington, and she had 24 points and 4 blocks against Cal. I think some of what... let me just say this. Jazzy Davidson has the talent to be one of the best players in the country. Like, she has the talent on both sides. Like, she has the ability to go get you 20 points any given night and play great defense, block shots, get steals, contest shots at a high level, keep her feet in front of people, all these different things. I think a lot of people are looking at it as like Jazzy Davidson doesn't have as much offensive help as Aaliyah Chavez does, and I think that's a fair point. But at the same time, if Jazzy Davidson was playing with Juju and was still putting up these numbers, I'd probably still have her at number 2. And I think the real difference between the two of them is, and it's really splitting hairs, and it's probably preference for some people, is efficiency, which Aaliyah Chavez isn't crazily more efficient, but she's 22 percentage points ahead of her in free throw. She's 8 percentage points of her in from the 3-point line, and she's on just 1% from the field. But I do think the efficiency part of it plays a big part, because there were a lot of people that were on Aaliyah Chavez early on in the season about her efficiency, and her efficiency's gotten better in different games. And the game that I specifically wanted to see her be more efficient and have a big role in was against NC State. She had 33 points on 50% shooting from the field. So, and that's not to say that Jazzy Davison isn't efficient. I think the efficiency has to do with the offense that they run, her being really the only, I don't want to say the only threat, but like the only consistent threat on offense. And I think that can be something that makes people say that Jazzy Davison is the better player, because she has to do more, which is true. She does have to do more. But I have Jazzy Davison number 2. I have Aaliyah Chavez at number 1. Aaliyah Chavez averaged 19 points, almost 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 41, 35, 85 shooting splits, and she had 33 on 50% against NC State. She's had some other good games as well. But again, not all those were super efficient, as were some of Jazzy Davison's games, where she had some big numbers, but the efficiency wasn't phenomenal. Like, obviously, like her first game, she started out slow in the first half and then had a huge second half, and was the reason they ended up winning that game. So I think 1 and 2 is kind of like a toss-up. Like, if you think it's Jazzy Davison, if you think it's Aaliyah Chavez, I'm not going to argue with you either way. I think there's a lot of great players in this freshman class. I think there's players that I didn't name that are going to be like Jordan Spicer. There's going to be Ayla McDowell. Like, there's some players in this that are really good that, it's 10 players. It's hard to, make the perfect 10. I don't think there's a perfect 10 that you can make. But I do think, for me, these are the 10 that I feel have been the best and the most impactful, most efficient, most helpful for their team as freshmen and the role that they are needed to be. And again, I think if Aaliyah Crump is healthy and is able to play for the next couple of months without, any injuries or anything like that, I think she climbs this list. Not going to say where she's going to be or who's coming off the list, because I don't know. I guess time will tell for that. But I do think she is definitely good enough to be high on this list, because what we saw from her in the first 5 games was really, really good. So, yes, that is my top 10. Let me know what you feel in the comments. If you disagree, we can talk about it in the comments. If you agree, I appreciate it. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that watches. I appreciate everybody that tunes in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe so you can see more of what we're bringing here. And thank you.